Okay guys, today I have Alex and Louie, and it's their first time holding a flow rope. This video is going to be all about how they can go on their first experience with a flow rope, and then we're going to get their feedback afterwards. So they're literally learning from scratch. First thing we're going to learn, guys, is a very basic movement, and it's just going to be crossing forwards in front of the body and alternating, okay? So that's the very first thing. And then if that's too hard, you can start even simpler by just spinning it on one side of the body. Okay, so that's step one. Off you go, see how you go. Nice. And Louie and Alex, for a little bit of like reference, have been playing tennis most of their lives. They're good junior or good young adult players here from New Zealand. Pretty easy. Okay, cool. So same thing now, but let's go the opposite direction. So we're going to spin it backwards. So have a go at that. So that's forwards, Alex. See if you can spin it the other way. Correct. Yeah. And then trying to avoid your body. So don't let the rope slap your legs on the way through. Cool. Okay, let's stop there. So that we'll call that level 1 and level 2. Now we're going to do backwards, again alternating, but one hand on each of the handles. So it's going to be here, here, and we're going to just get a little bit more thoracic rotation going, okay? So one hand on each of the handles, try to avoid the body. Very good. We'll call this level 3. And notice like the upper body is kind of twisting from side to side like you have to do in tennis all the time, but when you're switching from a backhand to a forehand. So that's where some of that warming up routine comes into it. Okay, stop there. Okay, the next progression is going to be when you go under, so it's going to be the same exercise, but when you go under, see if you can use the outside hand to kind of like create a forehand motion, and you're going to cross the rope to the other side of the body, and then when it comes across the other side, the left hand's going to come across, so it's going to be like this. It's the exact same as what you did, but there's just like a little bit more of like a forehand swing motion as it comes through, okay? A bit more active on the outside hand. Have a play with it and just get a feel. Flow rope is all about just like flow, literally. Can you get the flow of the rope and be nicely in control of the weight of the rope? Yeah, that looks better. Louie needs to go a little bit faster to keep the flow going. And what you're doing now is called the underhand Matador. Okay, there's a name for that one. It's the underhand Matador. Yeah. Okay, well done, freeze. Okay, next bit's a little bit harder. I'll borrow Louie's rope. Okay, so we're going to go from underhand Matador, just like you guys were doing. So you're going here, crossing over. Then we're going to go over our head, like we're going to go for a backward skip. Okay, but when it comes up over your head, this way here, we're going to turn our body to the side, and then we're going to try and flick it back over the front. Okay, this one's called the drag and roll, but to break it down really simply, we're going to start by dragging the rope across the front of the body, flicking it over our head, that's the backward skip part, turning back to the front, and then going back over. So all together it looks like this. So dragging in front, it's like skipping without jumping, okay? And I'll help you guys kind of break through it, but starting out in front, drag across the front of your body, flick it up over your head, good. Turn back to the front with the shoulders and flick it back over again. And then keep that motion going. It's all about upper body rotation. Yep, Alex has got it. No, you got it, perfect, straight away. Okay, so Louie, drag across the right side of your body. Yep, flick it over your head. Turn back to the front with your upper body, turn back towards me. Flick it back over again, and then go that way. Always pulling across the front of your body here. Good. And then over, and then back. Good. The key to be doing this really well is actually in the upper body rotating. So the hands are almost kind of staying in the same position, but the upper body, yeah, a little bit of like footwork. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, left foot can sort of stay out in front for this one, yeah. Good, Louie. Another good tip is to keep your arms out a little bit wider here. So if you just keep your arms a bit wider, it helps with getting it over. Flick it over, yeah, turn to the front, and then you got to do the final part, Louie, to throw it back over your head, like a skip, yeah. So when it goes behind, flick it back over, yeah, correct. Back over your head. So this is called the drag and roll. Level 3, and it's the first tricky one that you actually had to do, but you're both doing it. See if you can get the flow. It's a really good focus kind of challenge for both of you. It doesn't really matter, like with rope length, you can shorten it. If you shorten the rope, it's gonna go a lot faster. So people rope flow with like a really short rope and it's quite like dynamic, but it's fine with this length, it's quite a good like learning length. Awesome. Boom. Okay, stop. Nice. Now we're gonna go forward skip, okay? Just like a regular forward skip. And then instead of going for the last jump, you're gonna go for a drag and roll. Okay, so when it comes over your head, it's the same motion as what you just did. And then turn, drag and roll a couple times, like, and then see if you can transition into a skip. And then drag and roll, and you're just kind of, yeah, you're kind of just rotating between them and just get that feel, okay? This is gonna elevate your heart rate a little bit more. Good. That was good, Alex. Yeah. Louie, come this way just a little bit, and Alex across, yeah, perfect. So when you go for the drag and roll, you gotta flick it up over your head like a backward skip. Get the body turned to the side. Yep, behind your head, good, Louie. That's the one. Feel it out. Nice, and Louie, you were throwing in the option 1 as well. So the idea now is if I borrow a rope, we can combine all 3 of the routines that we've learned. So we've got underhand Matador, okay, the alternating from side to side, to drag and roll, okay, to skipping, to skipping, to drag and roll, to overhand Matador, which is the same as underhand but just forwards, to drag and roll, to skip, and then it becomes kind of like up to you with how creative you want to be and when you change. But I feel like that's a really nice starting point for flow ropes. And as you can see, I'm actually like doing drag and roll on both sides of my body, and that's the next challenge that I want to see if you guys can do. So you can do drag and roll to the left like this, and drag and roll to the right. So my right arm's at the back, and now my left arm's at the back. And see, the footwork comes in when you switch. Okay, so just have a play around with like all 3 in your own time, choose what you want, but just get into like your own flow, because I feel like with flow ropes, it's really just like your personal journey with how you like to progress it. Yeah. Let's see if we can do alternating drag and rolls. I think that would be nice if we get you to that point. So we'll start with the rope out in front, go for the traditional side that we both drew to the right to begin. Flick it over, go back to the start, and then try to go to the left. So you drop the left foot back. Same thing, yeah, over your head, back to the front. See if you can just alternate. Yeah, Alex, you're just a natural. Louie, you're doing very well as well. Keep your arms out further to the side. Keep like a wider grip. I think it's gonna help keep the rope kind of more flowing like a skipping rope. Yeah. Keep your arms out wide. Nice, Louie. It's all about timing of the upper body. So can you time the step and can you time the shoulder turn with the rope? Turn. Good, back to the front. Turn. Turn. There you go, Louie. Yeah, it's one of those things that like, yeah, it's one of those things where after a couple hours of training, you'll be exactly the same as me. It just takes a bit for the mind to adjust to the movements. And once you kind of get it, it's like, sweet. Okay, I'm gonna give you one more hard one to finish up, okay? And then that'll be enough for today on the ropes. We're gonna learn the overhand sneak. Okay, so I'll borrow your rope. The overhand sneak. Now, I haven't done this for a wee while, so hopefully I can remember. So the rope starts behind your body, and we're gonna throw it over the front like we're gonna go for a skip. Okay, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna let the rope come down the right side of the body, rather than in front where you jump over it. Okay, we're gonna throw it over and down the right side of the body. Once we get to this position, my right arm is gonna tuck in behind me, okay? So I'm gonna end up with this nice cross across my body like this, okay? And when the rope comes down and I cross, then I can throw the rope back over the top, reset the hands, and I'm at the start again. So if you can combine that all together. So I'm going down that side of my body, this arm crosses over, and when I flick it back over this side, then the rope's now on my left, okay? So you watch the rope switches out from the right side to the left. Yeah, so when I go over, see my left arm is kind of just like lifting the rope over. Yeah, and then you can do it both sides of the body. So you've got, yeah, you try one way first, but then once you get it, you can do both. Okay, so we'll step it through it in blocks. But start with the rope behind, throw it over your head, and let it come down to one side. Yep, cross your right arm back behind you. Now, yeah, now lift your hand over, correct. Hands back to the start. Have a play with it. Oh my God, you nearly got that first go. That was nice. Yep, and then you just got to let that come past your foot. Lift your hand back to the start, and then you're ready to go over again. Reset the hands, yep. Pretty good. Louie got a bit slower, cross. Yep. When your right arm tucks behind, yep. Okay, from here, this hand's gonna go across, and this hand's gonna go up and over. Sorry, yeah, correct. That one goes up and over, this one resets, and then you gotta restart and then throw it back over. See if you can just create the shapes with the rope, right? You're doing really well. So create the shapes that you know you can get through. Yep, good, Louie. Then over again. Yep. This is definitely trickier, but it's a fun one. Once you spend some time with it, you can really nail it. So you're both doing the first part really good, but you're struggling to like keep it going. So I'll borrow the rope again. You're both getting to here, okay? You're both getting to here, but then you gotta let this arm come back down so the rope can continue to come back around and over the body. So this like last bit here is my left arm coming around to keep the rope alive. So as it comes over like that, just let the rope come back down. You're both going to there nicely, but then kind of getting stuck. Finish the motion off. And actually it helps a lot as well if you can just create a little bit of a shoulder turn. See how my upper body's turning a little bit? Then I can kind of sneak around a bit more. Overhand sneak. Just sneak it over your body. Try to just get one clip. Nice, Louie. That was good, mate. That was good. Good, Alex. Tuck that right arm behind. Get the timing. Good, Louie. Good, Louie. There we go. 3 in a row. There goes that. Nice. Good, Alex. Boom. Flowing. You both got it. This is awesome. Yeah, now it just needs like that smoothness. That Roger Federer smoothness. Isn't it funny though, like how when you spend time with it, you can figure it out? It's like to begin, it's really confusing, but once you start to figure it out. And tennis players get heaps of use on their right, if you're right-handed, your shoulders get internally rotated. And this motion here, by tucking the arm behind the body, you're actually getting really good like release on the tension in that shoulder. So all these motions are good for shoulder mobility, shoulder health. And that's why I think it's going to be so good for more tennis players to get into flow ropes. Perfect. Perfect. And then see if you can do a skip after that. So when it comes around, now just play with it. Now you can do all of them together. So they all cross over to each other. You can do a sneak to over, yep. And then you can skip afterwards. And then you can drag and roll. And it's about just combining them together in your own way. Yep, see if you can flow. Drag and roll, correct. And does it hurt when the rope hits you? Not too much, no. Yeah. And you can adjust the size of the flow ropes as well just by making those knots at the top bigger. You just add an extra knot and it'll get shorter or longer, whatever way you need it to go. Okay. All right, let's wrap it up there. I think that was awesome. So, good job for you guys watching. Hope you now can see what it takes to get into flow ropes. I think that was around 20 minutes.
I found the flow rope super useful to opening up my shoulders.
I really enjoyed how you could do different variations depending on how you're feeling.
As it's loosening up my whole body with the thoracic rotation.